You just gonna sit here.
I got to turn in my sheet.
Your cheat. You need to take that cheat.
What time do you need?
Oh. Walk over there?
Yeah.
I made this. I'm going to the doctor today.
Good morning,
Oh,
sir.
sir, how you doing, Rob?
It's a hearing on the start date of the
You going
child
over
support.
there?
Good morning. This is call number 2010-73062. In the interest of Desiree and Delilah Gonzalez, all parties, please raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Martinez, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Christina Martinez. I am the mother of Desiree and Delilah Gonzalez.
And sir, your name and your relationship to the child.
Enrique Gonzalez. I'm the father to Desiree and Delilah Gonzalez.
All right, and representing the state.
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Jeffries for the Office of the Attorney General.
We have a suit for modification of support order and a motion to confirm. Support arrearage. We're having a hearing. Do we have any stipulations?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
All right.
Your
Let's
Honor,
read
the
those
parties-
into the record.
Yes, Your Honor. The parties have stipulated that the child support amount should be $476, that the medical support should be $100, that the payout on arrears will be, on the child support arrears, Your Honor, will be $63 per month. The payout on the medical support arrears should be $63 per month. That is all the stipulations at this time, Your Honor.
All right, and what is the issue?
Your Honor, the issue, and I'm sorry, I should walk that back. The parties have also stipulated to the arrears. In this case, it's just that issue, the start date of the modification. Your Honor.
All right, let's proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. At first, I would ask the court to take judicial notice of the prior order signed October 14th of 2019. In that order, the court ordered Mr. Gonzalez to pay $989 for child support and $150 for medical support beginning November 1st of 2019.
All right.
Your Honor, I would also ask that the court take judicial notice of Texas Family Code section 156-401B regarding a support order may be modified with regard to the amount of support ordered only as to the obligations accruing after the earlier of one, the date of service of citation, or the appearance in the suit to modify.
Or the what? I'm sorry.
Or appearance in the suit.
Appearance. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. We'll take note of that.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Christina Martinez. Ms. Martinez, you heard me read into the record the stipulations that we agreed to. Is that your agreement so far, ma'am?
Can you repeat the agreement?
Sure. Based on what we talked about, the agreement was $476 for child support, $100 for medical support, ma'am, $63 payment on the child support arrears, and the $63 payment on the medical support arrears.
Correct. I said I agree to it as long as Enrique calls himself and does a request to move the payments up once he starts working, because only he knows when he starts working.
Ma'am, we can't, you know, you're either going to agree to it or you're not. You can't say, oh, I'll agree to it if this happens, if that happens, if whatever happens. Right now, we only have one hearing going on. This is it. So if you don't agree to that, well, then we can change it somehow. But we can't say, oh, we can do this only if, you know, this happens. Okay?
Yes.
So at this point, do you agree to the terms?
No.
You don't agree. What do you disagree about?
They're lowering down the payments too much.
So you don't agree to the modification then? Okay.
Right.
All right, so now we have another matter that we need to litigate.
Yes,
Is
Your
the
Honor.
amount of child support.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was that amount in accordance with guidelines?
Yes, Your Honor, it was.
All right, Ms. Martinez, you know I'm going to follow the guidelines. Whatever the state of Texas says, that's the amount that it's going to be. Do you understand that?
Okay. I could always call myself and do a review after a couple of months, right?
Well, I don't know. You can do whatever you want. You can talk to an attorney about it, but at this point, I'm going to follow the guidelines of the state of Texas. Do you think that Ms. Jeffries is not following those guidelines?
No. Go ahead.
All right, then you
I agree.
agree so far. Now the only
Mhm.
issue is, when does it begin? What date does it begin? Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct.
All right, let's proceed then.
All right, thank you. Ms. Martinez, you were served on or about February 8th of 2021. Is that correct, ma'am?
Wait, first you
I
need to
don't.
say who are you going to call?
I'm sorry. I thought I called her, Your Honor. The state calls Christina Martinez.
All right.
Ms. Martinez, we talked about the fact that you did agree to the stipulations, correct?
Correct.
All right. And so as far as when you were served, ma'am, you were served February 8th of 2021. Is that correct?
I don't remember.
Okay. Your Honor, the record will reflect that Ms. Martinez was served February 8th of 2021.
Let me look at the record here. Hold on a minute. This is Gonzalez. Hold on. Court will note that Christina Martinez was served on February 8, 2021 at 5:02 p.m. at 1311 West Jackson Avenue in Pasadena, Texas, Harris County. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. And so, Ms. Martinez, today is the first day you're making an appearance in court on this case. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And so as far as the modification going down to $470, when do you believe the court should start the modification? What month?
After his last job finished, which was in March.
Okay. And so you're saying in March of 2021, you have personal knowledge that Mr. Gonzalez was working. Is that correct, ma'am?
Correct.
All right. So you believe the modification, just so I'm aware and the court is aware, that the modification should go back as far as April 1st of 2021, if the court is to approve the modification.
Yes.
Okay. As opposed to what? March?
As opposed to, I believe Mr. Gonzalez will testify, Your Honor, but I believe he's asking for it to start as of March.
And she's asking us to start as of April.
Correct, Your Honor.
I think his last day of work, he said, was March 31st.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. And then court costs are billed in this case, Ms. Martinez, who you believe should be billed with the court costs?
Him, because he's the one that.
So is that an
not
issue
me.
also?
Yes, Your Honor. I just realized that that's an issue. We did not get a stipulation on that.
All right, start date of modification and court costs.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
I have nothing further for this witness at this time, Your Honor. I do pass the witness.
Mr. Gonzalez, do you have any questions for Ms. Martinez?
Not for her, no, sir.
All right, go ahead. Ms. Jeffries, call your next witness.
They call Enrique Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez, you heard me read the stipulations. And so far, is that your agreement that we've reached, sir?
Mr. Gonzalez, are you there?
Yes, is that pertaining to everything that we have talked about?
Did you hear what the agreements were, Mr. Gonzalez?
I did, yes, Your Honor.
Do you agree to those? Is that your agreement with so far? There's two things that I have to decide. My understanding is that there are two things only that I have to decide. When your payment, when the new effective payment is effective, and who's going to pay the court cost. Is that correct?
Okay. That is correct.
So so far, you're in agreement with everything else, correct?
With everything else, yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Jeffrey.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, and so Mr. Gonzalez, you were also served in February. Is that correct, sir, to your knowledge?
That is correct.
All right, and you're just making an appearance in this case for the first time today. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct.
All right, now you're seeking a downward modification in this case. When do you believe the court should start this modification on this case, sir?
In my belief, it should be the day that I inquire the notification for this.
Okay, sir, I need a date.
That was November 6th of 2020.
Okay, you want this to go back to November 2020, is that correct?
I believe it's fair, yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
All right, and Ms. Martinez mentioned that you worked for some period in 2021. Is that correct, sir, Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am. I did work for about 4 weeks, starting sometime in February and ending in March 31st of 2020. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so even though you worked some in 2021, you believe that the modification should go back all the way to November 1st of 2020, sir?
I highly believe it, yes, ma'am, because I did get laid off because of COVID-19 in March of 2020. I stayed unemployed. I've received some unemployment. Some weeks I did not. I did not receive unemployment for like 2 months. So if I did work for a month, 4 weeks, and if those 4 weeks can get deducted from the time, then yes, I believe it should go back to November 6, 2020. Yes, ma'am.
All right. And as far as court costs, if court costs are billed in this case, who do you believe court costs should be billed against, sir?
In my belief, it should be half and half. We both here, and I mean it's both of our case.
I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
Ms. Martinez, do you have any questions for Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, I did not ask for the review. He did. Why do I have to pay court? I'm here because I have to be
Okay,
here.
hold on. The question is, why should Ms. Martinez pay the court cost? Is that correct, Ms. Martinez? Is that the
Yes.
question? All right, that's the question. Mr. Gonzalez, what is your answer?
I mean, it should be split, but if in worst case scenario, then I'll pay for the court costs. I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth and fight for this.
All right, do you have another question for Mr. Gonzalez? Ms. Martinez?
No, not at all.
All right, what is the effective court cost date?
September 1st of 2021.
September 1st?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you have a final argument, Ms. Jeffries?
Yes, Your Honor. Pursuant to the Texas Family Code that I had the court take judicial notice of, the code is clear that the modification should occur when parties either made an appearance in the case or when the date of service of citation. Both of the parties admitted that they were both served in February. In my opinion, the modification should have to occur either after the month that the parties were served, and also take into the consideration that Mr. Gonzalez was working. There's nothing in the code that I believe that would allow you to go back to November 1st of 2020 in this instance. And I also believe that Mr. Gonzalez should be billed with the court cost, Your Honor.
All right, anything further you wish to say, Mr. Gonzalez?
I mean, it looks like 2 people are against me right now, so I mean, I don't think I have anything else to say at the moment.
Ms. Martinez, anything further you wish to say?
No, sir.
All right, the court finds that the fathers to begin modified child support payments effective March 1st, 2021. Fathers to pay court costs as billed not later than September 1st, 2021. Give me an order.